Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another week of Highground Live. Unfortunately, Dylan got caught up in some previous obligations, so it will just be me tonight. So I would highly appreciate if y'all drop a lot of comments in the comment section. Let's have some conversation. Uh, you know, it's gonna be interesting, man. Some big things happened last week with the FNCS Invitational. A lot to talk about on that angle. Also, drop any questions that y'all have, any things that y'all picked up, and let's get it rocking. So let's see. Daniel, what's up? Arctic Plays, JT, Dick, Inky, bruh. Yo, Dale, the usuals. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Let me know if everything sounds good. Let me know if it's blurry. I didn't really get to test too much, trying a little bit of different things out. So let's see how it goes. Daniel, what's up, man? Um, so yeah, man, it was great meeting everybody. What's up, Bob? What's up? Yo, so that's a big one, dude. That was amazing, man. The pros loved it. The content creators loved it. A lot of for anybody that was there, they will see that pretty much when me, Randy, and Dylan was bringing the cards up, a lot of people either didn't know about them or knew very little about them. We passed out a lot of cards to the kids in lines and even to people in general, whoever wanted some. But when we went to give it to the pros, the reaction was crazy. Cypher PK, all of these content creators, they really were shocked by the cards. They thought some of them thought that we actually created them or customized them. They didn't know they were real. Man, and that opened my eyes to a lot of different things when it comes to the hobby and how early we really are. Yeah, like yo, so like the thing was like when I say that most people did not know about the cards, Daniel also V Daniel, can you let me know how we that's what I was about to ask you. We're from Yeah, man, it was great. It was great meeting you, bro. It really was. I hope the one that has if this is you, I'm trying to remember. I hope the one that has the Black Knight Crystal Shard comes in here. That would be dope for him to come in here. We'll touch on that a little bit later, but also, yeah, it is my wife's birthday, so the stream won't be too long. But I promise you, we're gonna cover everything we need to cover. We're gonna have a good stream. Promise that. So, Jim, what's up? I genuinely want to say that we are very early, y'all. Like I'm telling you, like diehard Fortnite fans, people that pay money to travel to go see FNCS, they didn't know about the cards. It wasn't that they weren't interested in them; they just had no idea. I know me and Bob talk about this a lot. Whether that's on Panini's end, Fortnite's end, either way, we're very early. I do feel that me, Randy, and Dylan really did a lot of groundwork this weekend. Also, I cannot leave out famous. I don't know if he wants me to use his real name, but Steve McCoy, he did the cosplay, and I mean, everybody, they had crowds around him at all times. Like, and if y'all don't know, he's in the hobby as well. He really made a major impact. The kids loved him. I mean, everybody. I think their costumes were amazing, and it was just great to see them come in. Like, soon as they stopped and they were outside first, everybody heads turned. So they did a great thing for Fortnite in general, and obviously the hobby as well. All right, yeah, Daniel. I hope he comes in, but yeah, it was. I definitely know who you are because I remember we were talking for a good amount of time, especially you and Dylan. This was this was groundbreaking. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like exactly, Jim. It's one of those things where and then you see something like that. Like it definitely just it made me that much more excited. As y'all know, I love pro comps. I love the comps of Fortnite, the competitive side, but I love the storyline as well. And the fact that they can work parallel together and two things can happen at once. So for instance, me and Randy we thought that the big announcement that was going to be at the FNCS, we thought that was going to be, we thought it was going to be something that had to do with competitive, but it was actually that chapter 3 is ending and is going into chapter 4, and the next season is called Fractured. That's pretty crazy because the season is only 4 seasons. I mean, the chapter was only 4 seasons long. But the fact that we were at a competitive event and they announced something that deals with the actual game, like the storyline and all of the gameplay, that was major. So FNCS, I can't remember if they didn't say exact date, but FNCS starts back up to to qualify in February, and then I think we'll have another invitational at the end of the year. So I would love to see a lot more people there. I think it's important for us as a community to be there, and obviously you can get unique things like autos from amazing competitive players and content creators as well. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Jim, definitely. If you can go next year, that would be amazing because I think a lot of us being there and people seeing more car collectors because they didn't know if they knew about the cars, they didn't know people were like truly collecting them. And when they seen that, when I'm talking about multiple people, multiple conversations of people just having high interest in them. So hopefully that turns into a lot of people went straight to eBay. We had some great conversations. I'm excited about the new people that's going to come into the hobby for sure. So let's see. Yeah, Daniel. The cards, I definitely prefer them not to be like a trading card game, but I definitely think it could be some unique things in there that Epic Games and Fortnite and Panini can throw in there. I definitely want to see some codes in there. I think that'll be amazing. I think that will open a lot of people's eyes to what it could really be. Honestly, is they can do whatever they want at this point. I mean, it's a lot of things haven't been done already, and the Fortnite community and the market has been so successful already. Obviously, with the Black Knights, the Pillies, and the success of even Series 3 selling consistently, it's great to see. JT, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that font was definitely interesting to say the least. The pen was the pen could have been a little bit better. I did like the merch overall. I did get all of the merch. Obviously, I had the hat on. That was my favorite thing, obviously. But the t-shirts, the quality of the hoodie was amazing. If anybody was there, it was very cold in there. Like it was very cold in there. And I don't get cold easy. I'm from Buffalo, New York, but it was cold in there, so the hoodies came in clutch. So that was a great experience as well. Let's see. Instinct, yes. So Instinct is a Focus fan. If y'all could definitely give him a follow. He's an up and coming gamer. He's only 12 at this time, but once he turns 13, he's definitely going to start streaming and competing. Instinct, I'm glad that you're in here, man. I hope you enjoy that Focus. Hopefully you got that Jarian auto like you was looking for, man. I really hope you did. Let's see. Yeah, Richard, what do you think about that? What do you think about them going for the possibility of them going for a new chapter every single year? I think is it can work for sure because I think good amount of people were getting a little tired of the way chapter 3 was going. I enjoyed chapter 3 for the most part, honestly. It wasn't too much that annoyed me, and I can't complain. The goo gun is definitely, you can counter it fairly easy if you're playing in pubs. But as for arenas, it wasn't really any worries on my end. Maybe it was on a couple other people's. So JT, as for the snowstorm, I'm good. I'm in the middle of the city. We actually didn't get that much snow. It was the southern tier. It was the outskirts. Yeah, they got a lot of snow, man. I mean, but we're used to it, but they got a lot of snow. So we're good. We got a couple inches, maybe a little bit more than that, but nothing that we can't handle. It's normal, man. It's normal. It's not too much crazy when it comes to the Buffalo side. Oh yeah, Bob. I like this question. I like this question. Yeah, I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but I like this question a lot. So, and anybody that was there, y'all can add to this as well. And I know Dylan, when he comes back next week, he'll add to it too. But from my perspective, It was number one. I take that back because they're so unique. It was hard for me to put this as first, but technically, the superhero skins were used so much. Obviously, the FNC as winners, the ones that won Cammy and Queasy, they actually wore they actually wore the superhero skins, but also Focus was heavily worn. Uh Frozen Nogops was worn a lot. Siren had her run, or was seen for sure, or had a couple people wearing her, and it was a mix. It was Winter Aura from Series 3, and it was original Aura from Series 2. Spark Plug, and it was a good amount more, but some of them weren't in the set yet. I was paying attention a lot to the ones that people won in, and yeah, those were the skins that you consistently saw for the most part, honestly. Richard said, "How about them Bills?" Yeah, man, we're struggling. We're struggling. But this is Bills Mafia, baby. We don't go down. It's just it is what it is. You gotta take it game by game. I sound like I'm press conference PC out here. Nah, man, it sucks right now. I ain't gonna lie. But we gonna get over it game by game, man. Hopefully Josh gets back level headed, and we'll be good. No, yeah, Bob. These were the skins that was worn a lot. The ones I mentioned. Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I knew Focus was popular, and obviously you can see it anytime streamers. Obviously, Instinct even has his as Focus, but Focus was worn a whole lot through those 12. Just so y'all know, it was 12 games, six the first day, six the second day, and it was a lot of focus, man. A lot of focus, a lot of superheroes. You got a good amount of Siren and Aura and Spark Plug as well. So, but Frozen Nogops was worn a lot more than I thought as well. I knew that was a popular skin. It's one of my favorites, but Frozen Nogops specifically, even over OG Nogops, was worn a great amount, a great amount. So that's a good card in my opinion. And from that doesn't mean it jumps anything. But when you look at the Frozen set, it can get interesting, honestly. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, yeah. Oh, Jim, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, Jim. That would have been now. I don't know if you know this. The Fortnite headquarters is in North Carolina, Jim. So I don't know if they're gonna switch it every single year. Like I don't know if they're gonna travel, but you can bet that the safe space is that it's gonna be in North Carolina a good amount of times. I don't know how consistently. I don't know what they're preparing. In my gut feeling, I feel that they're gonna do three invitationals. Like once they get comfortable again, they're gonna do three invitationals and then a World Cup, or maybe they'll do four invitationals in a World Cup. But either way, I think it's going to be North Carolina for a good amount of the events, if not all of them. But it's going to be interesting to see if they travel, like if they go, West Coast, East Coast, if they go wherever they go, is going to be interesting to see uh how that different demographic responds. Before I forget, another thing I did want to mention when it comes to this is that yo, the Brazil region is up there, y'all. The Brazil region is very, very supportive. They had, I believe, somebody can correct me. It was at least two duels, maybe three duels from the Brazil region, and their support system was heavy. So in my personal head, I looked at it as if I'm going to continue with the autos and things like that, I do want to have a little bit more raw Brazil cards to get those gamers to sign those because I think that's more interesting to them. From it being from their region, from their country. I think that'll be a lot more interesting for them than them just signed in a regular USA. Not that they would know in the first place, but I think for a collection and for a PC purposes, I think that would be pretty dope. Yeah, Daniel, New York is close. Listen, I would be completely good with it being in New York. Honestly, that would be great. Randy and Dylan was able to drive there. I flew out the next day, Monday, but it wasn't bad at all. Can't complain. For sure. Yeah, now that's interesting, Daniel. I do want to talk about this. Oh, JT said something about it too. Booga had it rough. Him and Miro really struggled. They got contested more than they ever have before. I think this was one of those situations where it was a wake up call. And me and Randy and Dylan was talking about it. Like, this is one of those make or break things when it comes to duels. I do believe the next FNCS is going to be trios, but if it is duels again, I don't know. I mean, Miro and Booga are so good, and the fact that they placed the way they did, it seems like they might end up splitting up. And I mean, if y'all follow it at all on Twitter, there's been a lot of shuffling going on, a lot of hostility as well. But I think Booker can bounce back from that. He had a down surge as well before, and then he bounced back up into the top five. So I believe in Booga a lot. I finally got my ticket signed by him. So don't know if that's coming up clear, but either way, finally got my ticket signed by him. So that was great. I can't complain about that. Booga is the GOAT, man. But I will say the skill gap has closed a lot. EU looks extremely strong. I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard for NA East and NA West to hold the throne. EU is a bigger region, and they're not playing around at all. But even the Asian region and Brazil, they came to play as well. I enjoyed. Their names are slipping my mind right now, but the Asian duo, I really enjoyed the way they played and the confidence that they showed. Yeah, Warfighter. I did see that Brazil Lux. I'm glad I got a PSA 9. Hopefully one day a PSA 10 pop up. Jim, that's yeah, I did know that. Also, I have to say this as well. Uh I brought up Steve earlier in the cosplay. There was at least four pillies there. There was a fish stick there. Man, I think that is a perfect balance. You have the sweat, the pro skins playing in the game, and then the cosplay and for the fun. You have pillies walking through with the autos of the players. It was hilarious, man. I think it was great seeing, pilly and fish stick there because it shows that they can merge perfectly and it all balances out. I thought that was great. Another thing I do want to note is that Mr. Beast and Fortnite collab for the Beast Burger, and they used the Durr Burger. Obviously, I don't know what episode I brought this up, but I was very surprised that Fortnite never collaborated with a food company. It just didn't make sense to me, but I got it in a sense of they may have plans in the future. I wasn't expecting Mr. Beast. I thought that was great. If y'all don't know who Mr. Beast is, one of the biggest channels on YouTube, and then you have Fortnite, one of the largest games over the past 5 years. Them collaborating, I thought it was a perfect mix. And JT said Miro was too busy thinking about the interviewer. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I read on Twitter that yeah, Daniel, actually I heard a couple people say that it was gonna be trios. I did hear one person say it was solo, but me personally, I'm a solo guy, but I did enjoy trios. In best case scenario, I would have loved to see what happened with the World Cup, where it was multiple, and I would like to see solos and trios or something like that. But if I had to pick right now, based off of what the community enjoys and what the community wants, I would not mind it being trios. I think that'd be fun because it would shuffle up a lot of the teams. So I would be very interested in that. Kyrie, what's up? What's up? Let's see. So Bob said, any unexpected skins you've seen being worn by the finalists? Let me think. It was I'm trying to think. No, but I will say they shuffled around a lot more than usual. Tigress was worn as well. That's in series 2 if y'all don't know. Oh, good. So, as crazy as it sounds, obviously we all know in the card market and even in the game, Gold Trooper is very popular. But when it came to competitive side for a while, you didn't see too many Gold Troopers. You did see more Gold Troopers. But if I think about it a little bit more, I can think of some that might have surprised me. But I would just have to think on it a little bit more. But that is a good question. Yeah, the new FNC glider, FNCS glider was dope, and people are definitely using that. Jim, I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure we'll hear something at least by March. I can't remember exactly when the tickets first came out. But I know me, Dylan, and Randy did secure those immediately. But I want to say we'll know by at least March, hopefully. If anybody know any information on that, definitely let us know. That Yeah, and then it was no, I did not see that. Moisty did what? Over 2K? That's crazy. They knew you was looking for it, Richard. That's what it was. That's crazy. Uh who said that? No, I mean, I guess you could say new pickup. So I got a lot of autos, a whole lot of autos. And this is so my favorite one that I definitely got was probably Cypher PK. I got Cypher PK to sign an elite agent. And Cypher PK now, Cypher PK is closer to our age, well, my age, I should say, me and Dylan's age. So he was able to, maybe he's younger than that. I think he's like 24, 25, 26. How old is Cypher PK? I don't even know. But either way, Cypher PK was dope. I got him to sign a Manic. Randy gave me a Manic because I literally just let go of my Manic probably a month or two before that. And then we seen Cypher PK. So I have a Manic and a elite agent signed by him. If y'all don't know, Somerset and Clicks, they have like this end game situation. So uh we took a Clicks card and we got it signed by Somerset. Specifically, I did. She thought it was hilarious. And then Clicks, we met Clicks by accident. We just got out the auto line and then we seen Clicks. So he signed the spark plug and that was great. I think the ones that really main the skin and getting those autos is great. I think you having a foresight to understand, but this is really PC. I just enjoy having those memories tied. That's just kind of how I always move. Let's see. No, Daniel, that's a fact. Like, if y'all don't know, like pros and even sweats wearing back blings is crazy, but there is definitely back blings being worn. Let's see. Yo, that's actually dope. Like, yeah, King was when I met King, he was very quiet, obviously because he couldn't speak English. And so, just slapping him up and making sure that the thing is that is so interesting is that even though they're pros, that what I love about Fortnite comps is that in esports in general is that they understand they have the skill set, but they don't understand that the impact they have on the gaming community. And so just giving those opportunities for them to understand that they have fan bases and that they have people that understand how good they are or how they're a part of the 1%. And in most instances, 0.001% is I think that was my favorite part. I seen a lot of people like Kanata and Kanata, Miro, and Booga's used to it at this point. So is Clicks. But a lot of the ones that's getting to that point, they were saying on Twitter how it was crazy that people actually wanted to meet them and talk to them. So it's great to have that part of that growth in their branding in their career. What's your thoughts and guesses for the next chapter? So I think Midas is about to come back. Um, I think Midas is about to come back, and when Midas comes back, I think we're finally gonna have like true talking pieces from Midas. I think Midas is gonna save the day. Chrome versus gold. Well, they really said silver versus gold, but it's Chrome versus gold. If Midas comes back, I think that's gonna be amazing, man. I can't wait for that to happen. Um, I think Sloan is gonna come back. But as for the new map and all of those things, I have no idea. I did see Camping Rusher and a couple other people talk about how this map is gonna be built more for zero builds, because people that play zero builds, the map was just too wide. It was too open. It was too easy to get tagged. So I'm interested to see how this map is and if it affects building in any way. I don't think it'll affect building in any way. I mean, you can play creative maps that have a little bit more of a compact map, but I'm interested if they're trying to make sure zero build is functional. Will it affect builds? And that's kind of what I've been thinking of at this moment. Let's see. Richard, I think he already has a voice actor. I can't look it up right now, but I think he already has a voice actor. I can't remember who it is, but if somebody looks that up, he does have a voice actor. Oh shoot, I did not see that. Daniel, if possible, can you send that to us on Instagram if you follow us? Yeah, you could either send it to Taking High Ground or you could send it to R3 Rips. I did not see that. That's interesting. They need to, well, they listen, at at this event, I felt like we had to be Panini at this point. The Epic Games is looking for an event manager for May. So May would be great. May would be great. That's interesting. I want to. I would definitely want to see more on that. Hopefully, it was some more information in there. Yeah, Warfighter. I agree with that. I like that. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I enjoy watching solos that much. I don't know about other people. I know a lot of people like playing duos, trios, and squads, but I genuinely enjoy solos. I enjoy people being on their own and having to think through it and having no safety net. Like, to me, that is the best. That's the best to me. But that's just my personal opinion. So I would like to see solos being mainly World Cup. Let's see. Let's see. No, no more. No, definitely no more hints for sure. I think it's gonna come soon. Yeah, yeah, JT. Yeah, you're correct. I think you know what. I'm glad you brought up that Taco Tuesday one. That was an underrated one. That was well put together. The food truck, the even when they collaborated with LeBron, all of those things. I think that was good as well. And now you have Der Burger with Mr. Beast. I think that was extremely successful, and I think it was very very unique timing. I think they did very well with that. They kept it very quiet. They had it in the description of what was gonna be there, but they didn't say who it was gonna be. And I think that was hopefully that full collab comes. Like, I could see a Mr. Beast collaboration where Mr. Beast obviously he gets a Der Burger variant, and then after that, maybe he has actual maps where he does, like all of his style of videos, because Mr. Beast videos are very entertaining, and he could do amazing things on a Fortnite map. So I'm interested to see how that full collaboration plays out if it does continue. Yeah, Warfighter. I seen this as well. I seen this as well, and I think that would actually be great. Especially me personally, if they can bring it a little closer to the middle of the map, I would love for Paradise Palms to come back. I loved Paradise Palms. I didn't like how far to the end of the map. I mean, obviously, when it's a hot drop, it's a great drop. But, like, if it's not going straight over, if it's not a hot drop, it's kind of far out the way. So if it was a little bit more in the middle, I would love to see Paradise Palms back. Moisty Mire, I loved Moisty Mire. It would be places like that that I would like to see back from, like, chapter one and chapter two. I don't know what I would want back specifically from chapter two, but definitely some chapter one ones would be dope. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Like, I mean, thoroughly surprised by the support that the Brazilian uh community just had for them. Like, and it wasn't just in-house, like it wasn't just at the event. Like, I opened up the stream, and like I looked at it later on that night, and it was even there. You just seen the flags, you seen it consistently. So that's an interesting thing, because that introduction to them, as we all know, in the card collecting community, the whole thing is, are there collectors there? And if that's not the case, this introduction to having in-person events is opening up a whole nother world for the Fortnite collecting community. And as Daniel can say, like, it's just one of those things where if he paid attention, like, it was just too many people that it was too many people that didn't know. Like, it was different if you didn't want to collect Fortnite cards and you just wanted to play the game. But I mean, the kids that they would want to reach, the gamers that they would want to reach, just did not know about the cards. And obviously, like we all know, it's just because we're early. But just having no recognition of it was pretty interesting to me. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, JT, those I feel you. Like, me personally, like JT, your collection is on a whole different level. Me personally, where my collection is, I like the pins as well. It's just too many cards on the table for me to do it right now. But if I could, I definitely would chop out some time to get some of those pins, because the pins are great and some of them are very affordable. And then you have some of those top tier ones, the employee pins and the end of the season pins. That's a whole different market, and I can see that being a great market for people to have that connection, whether like their grandfathers collected pins, things like that always happens. But in general, maybe they're just pin collectors and they play Fortnite as well. And that could be a market that's just untapped right now. Yeah, Daniel, listen, that group was rocking every single time. Like, they'll just pop up on the screen, or their name would be mentioned. And it was absolutely insane. Uh Daniel, yeah, I think they got away with that, the flag situation. It definitely wasn't allowed from my knowledge, but they definitely got away with that one for sure. Uh yeah, let's see. The Opti. Okay, so Warfighter, somebody else asked this as well. So Cypher, he seemed like he's heard of them, but he didn't like know about the cards, but he did say he collected Yu-Gi-Oh. So he knows about, like, the PS, he knows about PSA, BGS. So he knows a little bit. And Cypher out of everybody is very intuitive of what's going on in a full Fortnite market. So out of everybody, he seemed like he was like, okay, I get this. Where everybody else was just like in like more of shock that these existed. And but Cypher definitely knew more than everybody else, but he was surprised by, like, having, like, when Randy first pulled out the Manic, that shocked him. And then when we pulled out the Elite Agent, he brought up how that was one of his first tournaments, the skins he wore in a tournament, and he first won. So for me personally, that's what I think about. Even for myself, I always think about the cards that connects to your moments, the moments, whether it was your first dub, whether it was your first duo win, or anything like that, any situation where it has a memory connected specifically to you. I think that's what makes Fortnite so amazing. Just like anything else, sports, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all of those things. That's one of those things that I really do enjoy. Let's see. Then Kari, yeah, Kari, we're on the same page with that. The lasers is something that I can't get over. Like, I even when they signed. Now, don't get me wrong, they were utterly surprised by the cracked ice more than not. That is undeniable. But when they seen the lasers, they love the lasers as well, especially showing uh a couple of the kids the lasers and the cracked ice. They enjoyed those, but the lasers really did stick out. It really did. I would not lie about that at all. Listen, man, I'm telling you now, I'm not when it comes to my approach, I'm not hesitant. I'm not shy. Like, I pitch it. Now, I will say that everything has to fall into play, everything has to come into place. But we did have some opportunities open up for future content. Cypher was not one of them, unfortunately. Because I didn't want to push too hard when it comes to like what they're doing. I respect people's time and what they're approaching, especially when it comes to talking about something business like that. And even more when it's like the margins is like 300 subscribers to a million subscribers. You kind of have to pick how you approach those things. But I did swing. So threw it out there. We'll see if anything ever happens. But if Cypher does a Fortnite card video, that would be dope. Yeah, Kyrie, that I'm telling you, those tens and those and the lasers, especially if you work like top to bottom and just progressively do it, yeah, that's gonna be a tall feat right there. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, lasers really are extremely underrated. Like they really are. Like I feel like Optichromes first being in series two, I think that is like cemented as the second card for sure. But when it comes to series three, it's hard for me not to see the extreme potential in lasers in general, and then especially just with the quality control. So the quality control and then the eye appeal. So even if you get a PSA 9, the eye appeal of the off center, all of those things that's going into the lasers is just it's just it just has too much potential. I'll just say that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were definitely gonna do that. Time really did get away from us, unfortunately. But we made do with what we had. And I mean, like for the most part, everybody that we were talking to, like the situation with Cypher was a little bit harder, but when it came to like clicks, we actually talked to clicks for a good amount of time. We talked to his manager. So though that really went well. So not saying anything can come from it, but we did our due diligence to, at least have our swing. Yeah, the for sure. Yeah, over 100. That's gonna be great right there. Yeah, man. What is definitely it's amazing to see that the community. What I love about the Fortnite card community specifically is that it's so niche, but it has like major growth potential, and it can happen at any moment. It can happen at any time. That's why us as collectors, we're trying to make sure we have everything that we can, because if we don't stay on top of it, anything can shoot up. Obviously it's an extreme down market. Cards are going for extremely cheap, and it's just great for us collectors to grab them. But I understand that the more that we put out content, the more that we all of us, every time somebody posts on Instagram, you never know who you can connect with. It's just I think the Fortnite community is really doing a lot of great work. And I'll stand on this hill. I just think that most of the Fortnite gamers and content creators and all of those aspects don't understand what it is to collect cards this way, or they just don't know about the cards at all. And I think that's great because it just will happen over time. Exactly, Bob. Exactly. Like that's and I think everybody is a little on edge right now. Like if series four is gonna come out, or if when are we gonna hear about series four? Nobody knows. But when we do hear about series four, like Bob is saying, you can guarantee that it's gonna have a whole nother moment, because I think we all can agree Series 3 had a moment. Series 3 had a moment where people couldn't believe the value off of the shelf. They couldn't believe the value off of the shelf. They couldn't believe who they were selling to and how many people were interested in what they had. And this is going for the flippers. I have nothing against flippers. Like it is what it is. Um, but the fact that they realized that, like, yo, this is actually we're able to move this. Now that may not be the case now, because you could pretty much get a mega box for retail price for the most part. But that initial surge really brought a lot of people in that stuck. I think that's the great thing about flippers in that aspect is, yeah, and you may be selling, but you're selling to more than likely a collector, and even some newcomers that may not know that they overpaid, but they end up sticking around and finding their way into the hobby the right way. Thomas, I haven't looked for Fortnite retail in a while. Maybe somebody else can tell you if they have seen it. I don't think so. But maybe that is the case. Exactly. Yeah, Richard. Like, is the price that they were going for, like the initial price of Midas, the initial price of Eternal Night, of I think what was it, Lexa, Frozen Red Knight, these top tier cards at the time. I mean, I have a difference in opinion of what a top tier card is, but I do like most of those cards. Those cards, I mean, when out the gate was extremely high. Obviously, they came down, but it gives everybody opportunities. And what I do like about Series 3, dang, we need a mod out here, man. My goodness. All right. So I do think there's a lot of potential of like what could be in Series 4, and if they put more effort into it, yeah, I anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Yeah, no, for real, Kari. I am as well because it was some cards that I was like, yo, I just can't do it. Like because the margins got a little weird. And what I mean by that is the only way I could pull a trigger on a series 3 card and even some series 2 cards is if it is astronomically lower than series 1 card. Like if I can get a series 1 shard for the price of a series 3 cracked ice or a series 2 cracked ice, me personally, I can't do it. I can't do it. And now that's barring that if it's not a PC card. If it's a PC card, I don't care. Like I'll go for that. But if this is just me building up my collection for opportunities of trades, or if it's a skin that a pro wear and I'm just stacking them up, that's different. Like it has to make sense, and those prices were definitely high throughout the summer. Like it's just certain things. It's certain prices that even as much as you want a card. Like I mean, you think about Richard's situation. He PCs Moisty, and how many people really PC Moisty Merman? But that's his PC card, and then it goes for 2100 plus. Like those one of them situations where you just gotta wait it out. You gotta be patient. The opportunity is gonna come. You don't know why somebody grabbed it for that price. Maybe it was because they genuinely liked it as much as Richard, or it could have been for, like everybody else was saying, it was for a master set. Who knows? But that's how the market goes. That's how the hobby goes. Uh, is it worth holding Series 3 hobby boxes sealed in Canada? We can't find mega boxes at retail here. As Bob would tell you, as a lot of different collectors in here would tell you, holding sealed is never a bad thing. There is a such thing as, like, obviously rip value. But I think it's always a good decision to keep sealed product. And yeah, I'm gonna start keeping sealed. I promise. I think I'm getting around there. I think my collection is getting to the point where I'm happy what I have mainly in series 1. It's a couple more cards that I have to get in series 1, a couple more cards I have to get in series 2. I think I'm covered in series 3 for the most part. I can see without series 4 coming out, but I can see me, focusing on collecting sealed to some degree very soon. I can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, obviously it's in my name. I love the rip, but I definitely see the value in it. Obviously, Bob and multiple people have been telling me to collect silk for a while, but I can see myself getting around to it for sure. Yeah, for sure, Kari. Like for sure. Like I think a lot of the cards, especially ones that like Kari said, especially the ones that was high in the summer, it's a lot of cards now where I'm like, okay, this is a great price and it's across the board. Like I even think of a card like I think of cards like Jules, and like I think, okay, so there's like a run. There's like a Midas connection run. Like there's like, obviously Midas, then you have Agent Pilly, you have Jules, you have these even the double agent. So double agent Hush, double agent Wildcard, double agent Chaos Agent. Like the fact that that's all in series 3, it's equivalent to me personally as the frozen ice set. Like having all those connections to Midas, and it's even more than that, having all those connections to Midas, and most of them being yellow outside of Jules. And I can't think of the suit that he wore. If somebody can help me, um, I think it's not Tempest. I can't remember the suit that he wore to protect himself. But either way, like all of those connections to Midas, I think is extremely valuable as a set. Like I think if somebody's a set collector or want a unique set, I think that's dope. It's definitely something that I would do down the road. But yeah, Series 3 it has a lot in it, man, for sure. Cyclo, thank you, Bob. Cyclo. Even Cyclo being connected. Like the fact that all of that, like think about all of that's connected to Midas, like all of that, and it's not specified. It's just in the set. So I think that would be a great set for somebody to achieve for sure. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So those like that that's crazy to me. Like that's crazy to me that all of that is connected in that way. And first of all, the cyclo card is amazing. Uh, but I believe heavily in the Frozen set and Series 3 in general. But those Midas connections to me, we have no idea what, like, because I'll be honest, for instance, okay, I'll be honest, right? Paradigm's new entry, like back into the game, it didn't hit for me the way I thought it would, but it's not over. Like, I think that's obviously this end event is about to be amazing. So we'll have more information. But if they reintroduce Midas the way I think they will, I think Series 3 and that connection is gonna be pretty dope to see. Exactly, JT. See, like if like as you look through Series 3 more and like it's like all of these connections to Midas, like so him being the chase card and the community agreeing that it's the chase card, and then all of these connections to him inside the set, man, that's second to none to me. That's the type of things that's like that undercover gold, no pun intended. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cyclo. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, Bob, that I agree with. I think it was the same way that in the comics that Batman was like, recording situations. I think that I agree with Bob. That definitely seems like that's the case. Like it was almost him remembering or him having evidence of people that he either fought against or but Midas is a little bit more intricate, like Bob is getting at that he might have been a little bit more astute, though Batman was very wise on the map. He might have been a little bit more astute in what he was doing, and I think it was a little bit more to that for sure. Yeah, he had aim on his wall, Chaos Agent, Black Knight. Who else is on there? I can't think off the top of my head. As many times as I watched that clip, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, that is. Oh, I'm glad y'all. I don't know who brought it up actually. Black Knight. So there was a collector there. He was in front of us in line, and we're giving the cards out to kids and things like that, and just talking about Fortnite cards. And he's like, he just casually says like, "Yeah, I have a Black Knight Crystal Shard." So we're like, "Okay, that's cool." And he shows us the picture, and we're like, "Yo, do you know what you have?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, I know." He knows about cards and things like that. And he said he immediately sleeved it. He bought the mega boxes back, obviously in 2019, like the most of y'all. And he said he's had some great pulls. He's pulled drift. He gave drift to his sister, but he has the BK. Don't worry, y'all. We gave him the rundown of how to properly grade. He knew a little. He knew a little bit. He knew enough, but he's thinking about going to the national and getting it graded this year and stuff like that. So he's aware now for sure, but he just casually just like, yeah, I have one. He didn't know the value at this time. At least that's from our conversation, but it's dope. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Daniel. He just was casual about it, but I believe, I can't remember how many mega boxes he opened, but he does have a pretty solid crystal shard collection. So that's great to see. It's one of those situations where it makes you think about the people that just have it waiting, or don't even know they had what they have, but they did protect it, or they may have forgot about it, they moved on. You just never know who has what for sure. Richard, so far, I know Randy is Black Ash. When I say Randy, I'm talking about Black Ash. I know Black Ash is, and I want to get these. Black Ash got his cards and his tickets, the autos of Fortnite cards signed. I mean, authenticated last year at the National. So I think I'm gonna at least go for 2 days. Hopefully, I will be in Florida at that time, but hopefully I can half my trip and make a couple days down there. That'll be ideal at least. Yeah, National is the biggest sports convention uh every single year. Um I mean, it's everything, man. It's everything when it comes to, but it's literally like I just said, it's literally everything. You can find Pokemon there, not as much as sports, but you can find Pokemon, other trading card games, and probably about this much Fortnite, but that'll grow over time for sure. Yeah, Bob, it is. It's in, yep. Yep, it's Chicago for sure. Daniel, like, is one of those situations, like, if you want to, I mean, you can definitely connect and meet people if you wanted to, if you were specifically staying in Fortnite, like, like me, I'm kind of done with sports for the most part. I still have a little bit of a PC, but in the case of that, like, it is benefits to going to the national, whether it's grading or if you do meet some people there that's from the community. But for the most part, it's going to be very little Fortnite. But we honestly don't know. We don't know what people have at this point. Last year we didn't think it was going to be any Fortnite, and it definitely was. So we'll see how it goes this year. Yeah, that would be great, man. Hopefully I know that Black Ash is going to be there the whole time. Yeah, and I'm gonna just try to pull off 2 days, hopefully. So hopefully we can pull off 2 days. High ground is trying to travel more situations, but that'll be great. Let's see that. So I did, and then also lastly, I got most of my focuses. I had a, now Dylan was just doing the y'all know how Dylan was just doing the cracked ice. I was collecting focuses as well, but I was doing more so just in general. I just wanted to have a solid collection of all of them. But I'm gonna show y'all more clear in a different, like, we're gonna talk about this. I definitely want Dylan on when we talk about like the autos more. But for the most part, I think I have one more somewhere, but I have 6 autos for focus. I have Epic Well, Thomas HD, Kanata, King, replays, and then I got Mr. Savage. And I believe 4 out of the 6 actually wore the skin in that time. Yeah, it was hectic. We had a lot of cards. We had to, like, we had them raw out of there, and we had them like stacked like this, making sure they didn't smear. Dylan did smear 2 of his cards by accident. Uh, it was hard. It was hard holding all of those. Dylan opened his binder at one point, and we just had them all laid out. So we had to kind of find this system to work through that situation. It was crazy for sure. Yeah, Epic Well is super underrated. Man, it was okay, but speaking on the actual gameplay, y'all, like, that was probably, and obviously Daniel or whoever else was there can speak on this, even in the if y'all watching the replay, leave a comment. That was some of the best games that I've watched in a long time. Like, in a long time. Like, it really was, like, the way it ended. I mean, the fact that Vino and his name's slipping my mind right now. I've been talking so much, but the fact that Vino, they jumped on them in the last game. They were down, I believe, 12 points, and instead of for playing the game out, they jumped right on them and they tried to take them out. They ended up losing, and they came in second place. But the fact that they had the balls to do that was that was just, I'm sorry, that was crazy. High respect, a lot of money on the line. Man, and if you the crowd went absolutely insane. One more thing I want to note is, if you haven't attempted to watch Fortnite comps, definitely give it a try. It was a security guard that was in front of us. Now, as y'all know, security guards face towards the crowd or the audience, not towards the actual event, or the commentators. And like the first couple games, he was just facing forward. He wasn't really paying attention too much. Yeah, by them last 3 games, he was turning his head, looking at the looking at the game, and he understood what was going on. He understood. It made sense to him by that point. So I think it's a curve that's going to happen with Fortnite when it comes to comps. If y'all follow comps at all, y'all understand that there's a lot of complaints going on. Uh, it's a gray area with comps right now where it comes to, there's a lot more that can be done. But I think this was the beginning of something major. Finally being in person again in this level of event, and how good the games were, and that people didn't fold under pressure. And Daniel can attest to this for me as well. The first day, it seemed like a lot of the gamers were nervous, as they should be, but seeing their personalities come out the second day, it really shows you the potential of, it's the same thing, getting into that groove, understanding that what's at risk, and just accepting it and just playing your game. It was great to see, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Replays is cool, man. Cypher Brothers was there as well. Yeah, yo, Mile High now it's crazy because the wall they couldn't build. That's the type of stuff that happens to me. Like that's the type of stuff that happens to me in a situation like that. You go into one spot where a wall can't be built, and that was extremely unfortunate, man. Like that RNG situation of who got the better guns, the better situation, and then you can't put a wall in there because of the frame of the building, man. That was unfortunate. I know they were sick to their stomach. No, but to someone steal the tongue. No, but we all did. We all kept one rapper just in case. We kept one rapper out of it. Yo, Richard, don't feel bad. Like the fact that I'm average at best. Average at best. That's why I like watching comps because I can't do that. So I just enjoy watching it. Then I go and chill in my arena games or whatever the case may be, and I just play my game, man. Like it is what it is, man. It's the top 1%. Exactly. Exactly, Dangle. Like the nerves, I mean, and you really forget how young they are. Like you really, really do. You forget how young they are. And I mean, to be on that stage, to see the money, to see the trophy was absolutely beautiful. Uh and Fortnite makes you nervous in general. Playing that game makes you nervous in general. I mean, obviously we've been playing the game like Richard said for 5 years. So like being top five in game doesn't make you nervous anymore. But on those stakes, on that stage, man, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I appreciate it, Jim. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got like 3 minutes. It's a hard cut off here. My wife, I appreciate her for, being cool with this, man, on her birthday. But I had to chop it up with y'all, man. It was a major week. It was a major week, so we definitely had to have that conversation. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Creative 2.0 did get delayed. That was unfortunate, man. It was unfortunate. But long as it's functional and it works and is because as revolutionary as it's gonna be, it needs to be proper. So I have no problem with it being pushed back. Mile High, I do. I do. Not for me. I don't. I mean, like for instance, like I watch Zimmy, and obviously, like the Tifus and Ninjas. Zimmy, I probably entertains me the most when it comes to his game style and zero builds. I can't watch too much zero builds. I don't play zero builds at all. But from watching Zimmy, I see where it could have interest because you do have to have heavy skill in that as well. It's just not my preference. Um, I don't think it can have its own. I think if it's more of a World Cup type event and they have both, I think that can work pretty well. But what do y'all think? Let's see. Yeah, they still in the tongue, man. That Mr. B stuff is definitely could double. Yes, Mr. Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage style was he was on one, man. He was a little saucy for sure. But what time is it? Oh yeah. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit Dylan up, let him know that we missed him. What else? Oh, like and subscribe if y'all haven't already. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one, y'all.